Welcome to STTO Talk Live. I'm your host, Guy LaRochelle, and today I would like to talk about basically excuses that most people want to try to get into the trades. Now, in life right now, in my case, when I was younger, I was in high school and I decided to go to college. So, and then after that, as I was going there, I turned around and said, that's not a good thing because I don't know what the future is going to be like in college. So I could have stopped at grade 10. I'm 62 years old right now. This was in the 70s. And I turned around and said, forget it. But yet, I worked for my father in a heating and air conditioning company, constantly learning it, never it becoming a problem to me, to my future of what I wanted to do. The idea was that I had been exposed to different occupations, and one of them that I really wanted to be was a fish and wildlife technologist. And the big thing about that, it's pretty easy. It's a college, Sir Sanford Fleming College in Ontario, 2-year program. You're good to go work somewhere. Question mark. Big question mark. What are you going to make? Depending on who you work for, it's grim. That was the advice of my father, who said, with everything you've learned in the trades up to now, you would be able to have a trade license that's equivalent to 3 times that wage of that fish and wildlife technologist, no matter where he worked. I didn't believe it. I looked it up myself. I asked the college, what do they make? Come on, we're educated. I spent all this money. The answer was pretty bad because it wasn't much. And the old man was right. And I was stupid because I thought to myself, yeah, give up on what you just learned. Why wouldn't I have just said, take a few minutes, write the fucking license, the damn license, and then turn around and then go to the college after? But I was stuck between a rock and a hard place. So I decided, forget about the college, even if I had put application in and everything, it was accepted, and said, might as well work on this. Worked on it, achieved it in 1980, and never stopped. That was one trade ticket in 1980. It was called a gas fitter A, highest gas license in Canada. There was no way out then. How could I turn around and not go to a bank and say, I need a mortgage? I have this kind of resource as a what? As a means of income. And I wasn't very old. And that's the thing. You could have people my age then, now, not being able to say that unless they took the same route I did. Because the trades pay as much today as they did before. When you bring your T4 in from wherever you've worked as a trade, what? It's a T0? There's nothing like that. It's as respectful as anybody else's T4. And if it's high enough, the bank says you're eligible. And all you are is a skilled trades license holder. Wow. They could go back and be in a couch potato if they want, or or anything. But no, it's not worth even challenging. And when it's on the wall looking in your face every day, you see that certificate. I achieved this only because I took time out of my life to learn something different. Even if nobody was happy about the fact I did it or believed it had any relevance, I still have it in my back pocket. And I've always had that. So that's why I just can't understand. I speak to my friends as parents, and if all of a sudden their children that are now young adults that have friends um, somehow can't get out of grade 12 and get right into a high paying job in the trades, don't want to go to school to learn them and be away from their friends. Okay. That just means you don't want to be able to have a future. Because if you sit there and you do not educate yourself and you take the low hanging fruit jobs, like wherever, where will you end up in 5 years? In that same boat. And how can you get a mortgage if you're at the same boat? When you're a skilled tradesman or woman or anybody, you turn around and you start at a certain level the first year and you keep going up, up, up in wages and in knowledge. It's an ascension. You're not in stuck in second gear. The idea of that is that it makes for a better future if somebody sees the light at the end of the tunnel. So you're sitting there in a trade and you know you're not that journeyman yet, but when you are, that's the light at the tunnel. And if it's an interprovincial trade, you can go to any province you want. That is so empowering because it gives you the chance to see different work environments, what you like, what you could fit in. It's not as easy being somebody that's stuck at restaurant jobs or other clerical jobs that don't have the ability to gain an advantage in life. It's good while you're there if you're setting yourself up to go and get more education because you got to keep yourself alive. And doing both at the same time is not easy. While in a trade, you're doing it all at once. Sure, it's tough at the beginning. The wages aren't very high, but they just keep going up and up and up and up. And when you're licensed, depending on the need, the wage keeps going up and up and up and up. And then when you go to a bank, because the house prices have gone up and up, they still see you as being able to deal with that type of a debt because of the security you bring in by being licensed. That gives them an idea of the kind of work you're going to be bringing, the money you're going to be bringing into your bank from the work you're doing, and also to the amount of um, assets you'll gain. You'll be able to purchase more things, vehicles and things, because the wages are of a higher caliber. And there's always where there's overtime or other means where there's projects that you can get involved with. And it's a very, very big field, the trades. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard for parents to believe in them. I know it's hard for grandparents to believe in them because unguided, a young person that gets into the trades can be um, sent off to the wrong track very fast. So the most important thing is, like anything, even you send your kid to college, they can come back totally different. There's so much influence there. So if they're going to college for something, you're monitoring as much as if they're going to trade school for something. You want to see changes. You want to see if there's positive influences. If all of a sudden more confidence comes because he or she has to learn how to communicate with adults and um, have some confidence in what they're saying is accurate, it's relevant, it's needed. All these things to empower a young person with that young is very beneficial. Their confidence builds up a lot faster when they're given that chance to prove themselves. And if somebody takes the time to get a trade, they should surely have the chance to be tested and proven. That doesn't always come from jobs doing surveys, um, other um, people oriented as opposed to repair of our structure. Skilled trades build and repair our structure as a society. Mechanics fix the cars, heavy duty mechanics fix the big trucks that move all the dirt and everything. The small engine guys fix all the small little things that we need around. And of course, electricians, plumbers, gas fitters, carpenters, welders, all these people are needed all the time to do this and that and this to keep everything going here. Refrigeration mechanics. If your stuff wasn't cold, we wouldn't be able to eat. We'd all be canning our shit. It's just not, there's so many things I don't understand. How could it be more important to somebody to not empower themselves, but to sit there and have a video game or a program or a chat line or any other source of entertainment be education? When you go to trade school, it's for education and it will stay there. And that's why there will be a certificate of qualification at the end. This is not entertainment. The world has become entertainment. If I go somewhere, I can entertain myself. If I work in a certain environment, I can keep myself entertained. When you're in the trades, you're educational. The people want to learn from you. You have to be able to solve problems. They see that's an education right there. Look at that. He can solve problems. He figured that out. Wow. Yeah. And it's not easy. Nobody wants to get back into that swing of things. But excuse me, do you have a choice? The soup lines are going to get long when everybody's just a telemarketer. But when there's missing utilities, when there's missing any other kind of structure, you need builders, you need the skilled trades to get in there and deal with the situation. Whether it's a disaster, whether it's brand new build, whether it's retrofit, they're all there to make our lives better. And it really makes me not understand how people are thinking when most people are discouraged. It's supposed to be easily handed to you. It doesn't work that way. It never did in my time. It's not going to work in this time. Nobody's going to respect somebody that hasn't put the time in and got the education. It gives you the willies when somebody's got deer headlights in their eyes when you ask them questions about something that's important. You don't want to be that person. You want to have the confidence of knowing your trade and being able to deliver on it. When young people think in their heads, I'm not sure where I want to go, they should definitely think for a second that if they want to challenge themselves and see what they're made of without nobody judging them. Because if you go through a trade and you don't live it through, take the certificate, put it in your closet, always remember you did that for yourself, for nobody else. And then when all of a sudden it's needed down the road and somebody says, we got no hide, and you go, I am that. I know what they're talking about. Was that wasted education? I don't think so. Because getting likes and getting subs and getting all these influencing powers are more important. They get you mortgages. They get you houses. They get you families. They get you everything that's fake. Anything that's real, you have to earn and you have to deserve to earn. You can't turn around and just say, okay, I come out and I'm good. You're going to have to be very able to accept that you're new at this, and people that had been in it longer than you and had the credentials a lot longer than you are still going to be your teachers. And that will make you stronger. But the point is, you still are licensed. That makes a big difference in a person's life. It doesn't matter who it is. If you know that you applied yourself and you succeeded, that empowers anybody to say that I can go further with this. That first step is to say, I have to know what I'm going to be like as this. See yourself as somebody not that's entertaining others, that wants to do something for themselves, because that will live forever. You'll lose your influence status, you'll lose your likes, you'll lose all this other crap. You'll never lose that license. If you treat it with respect, like you earned it, that is your greatest ticket to seeing your way through this, how would I say it? Different world right now, where we think we can all just sit at home and we'll get a what? Just a guaranteed income. I'm young. I don't need to crack my brains. I just want to keep smiling in front of the camera and make sure everybody's happy that I'm there today. And my guaranteed income will make me rich. No, your world's going to be perfect as somebody that's a subject. So you just learn the whole gamut of being a subject. You'll be happy with the shit they feed you and you'll own nothing. Good for you. But that's being a subject. I am a citizen. I'm a Canadian tradesman. I go where the hell I want in Canada and I make the money I want. And nobody's going to stop me. I'm not a subject. I'm a citizen. And as such, I have rights. I have rights to be able to own property. I have rights to be able to have other properties, other, how would I say it? Um, Necessities of life. So, um, when you have um, made the right moves and you do have the income to do it, you'll see not many people will object to you doing what you want to do unless you're not breaking any rules. If you're not breaking any rules, man, and you got the funds to do it, I think you're going to be in a good boat. So it's a crazy little rant I'm on right now. It's just I just cannot believe that people say they can't afford houses. They can't afford nothing because the guaranteed income's not enough, or the hours in the basement that I'm doing my great screen time with is not enriching me. And as I get older, I just get less motivated. I get less in tune with how what I could have been. I just wish that somebody would snap a little wisdom in my brain and say, guess what? You can do different. You can do different. Focus. Spend some time away from those screens. Think about what is around you. It's not always how a family member thinks of your choices that counts, because they're not going through the training you're going to go through. They may be even impressed that you were able to take this on and prove to them that you're the one who's running the show. It's just a very hard thing when you have no support. But support or not, just like I did, if you compare what the potential is for the future, take 5 minutes out, do a few little researches, and go, you know what? Just 5 years, not 3,000, not 1,000, not even 100. 5 years. At the end of 5 years, pack everything up, go back to doing whatever you want to do. But if you don't, and all of a sudden, whammo, the bank account starts moving and moving, your credit starts moving up, everything starts working better and better, maybe you'll influence other people that were in your old gang to do the same. And you might be the gang of skilled trades that the whole neighborhood wants. This is broken. Here's this guy. Plus, he's got his buddies that do everything else. Just that alone is a pride that's not easy to find anywhere else. It's always the same way. And parents that turn around and say, that was tough, I wish him luck, and it works out, say, thank God I gave this a chance. Because it's not fun when they're 30 and they're still in your basement, or 40 and they're still in your basement. And sometimes they just can't see through the fog because everything is so based on being a subject of our country. What we tell you to do, you do. Okay? Okay. But I don't like being like that. Something's not right. That's what it takes. Just takes that commitment, no matter who you instill it in. Once they start, they get that little rhythm going and they like what they're doing. It's like a freight train. They'll want to finish it. They'll want to be able to exercise all that knowledge. That confidence will come out. You'll have a new person. So, anyways, for our first episode, I hope that was a good little rant on this these excuses. It's just incredible the amount of excuses I hear about even people that have started something don't want to pick it up and finish it. Oh, I did that when I was in my 30s. I went up to second year, but I don't know about finishing. What? What? You did something halfway and then you got discouraged. Now you got the time and you don't want to finish it. Because if you finish it now, you'll be real. What you wanted to be how many years before? Nope. So I don't know. It's very hard to see what trauma prevented that from fulfilling itself, but that's the only thing. You just got to work through these traumas, and let's say you got yelled at on second year, and it made you piss your pants. I don't know. I never want to do that. That's just not real in life. That's just not real. You'll get that. There's interactions with people that will not make you happy. But when you're licensed, it doesn't matter if they're happy or not. You're licensed. You count. That's the difference. It's getting there. It's tough. Okay. So what we'll do is we will thank you very much for watching this video. And as always, you know what we say at STTO. Keep your tools and thoughts clean, your mind alive and awake. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.